Hey, welcome, Saidu here. Now, wireless network is very important. We all know that, especially people with um, so devices like laptops, phones, and tablet. Just generally for people who want to go wireless, even some desktop to support wireless network. So, in this video, I'll quickly show you how to set it up. Like the particular device I will be using here is Cisco Linksys, a very small access point. So the video strictly will be in my case, my use case, the setup, the configuration, they are all going to be in the case of my own use, but you can use it to apply in your case. So it's generally just to give you the overall idea of how to quickly get it up and run, and to give you the feel of the environment. So I hope you find this video interesting, and I hope you learn something from it. So let's quickly go into setting up this thing. So we are here on my desktop. So right now you can see from the network icon here, I am not connected to any network. So the moment I connect my Ethernet cable to my laptop, connection from the access point, it will automatically assign an IP address to my computer. Why? Because the device is functioning as a DHCP server by default. You can see that from that icon. I can even show you the IP address. So by going there and there, see the IP address is 192.168.1. Stop there, and the network is /24. So we can quickly go using the default gateway. We can assign, we can enter this device through a web browser. So just you can even it's reachable. So you just go to your browser, enter the IP address of the default gateway, and access the device. So I'm going to use Explorer. The IP address 192.168.1.1. So you see there to ask you for username and password. By default is admin. So there. So here we are now on the first page. So the basic setup are very simple. Select the language. You just select if this device will be so I'm not going to be using this device as the device is not even going to be assigned any DHCP IP address, but I will just leave it like that, because it's like I said earlier, this is just going to be on my own case, so it might apply different to you. So the host name, what do we have there? The host name and domain name, going to be leaving that just default, nothing much. So the router IP, by default this is the IP address that we even gain access to, 192.168.1.1, which is like the default gateway of my computer. So the subnet mask is /24. So this is the most important thing. Like I said before, this device by default is functioning as a DHCP server. So I'm going to disable this because I don't want this device to be a DHCP server on my network. So yours might be different. You might want the server on my network. So yours might be different. You might want this device to be functioning as a DHCP server. But in my case, I don't want to do that. I'm going to disable it. So you can even change if you enable, you can even change the IP address. Look at the start IP address there. So you can choose to select which range of IP address will it be issuing or will it be assigning to. Right now you can see the DSP reservation. My computer name is S2, and it has given out this IP address to my computer. So you can see this is just so there are a lot of clients connected to this this router. You see their name there and the IP address. Okay, but I'm going to disable it. Save this to continue. Let's wait for it. Say 10 seconds. Probably going to cut this out in the video. Definitely. Okay, let me refresh this page. Okay, so we are done with this. So the next services. So I'm going to disable it. So this is MAC address clone is disabled by default, and I'm going to let it disable. So let me hit save and continue. I don't even need to save it because it's there by default. So let's continue. The next tab I believe is okay. The next tab is advanced routing, which is NAT and other things like enabling it to function as dynamic routing protocol or function. Enable the dynamic routing protocol here is RIP. So NAT, I'm going to disable both the NAT and dynamic routing protocol because I don't need it in my environment. So let's move on. Next is wireless. Here is the second most important thing, if not the first. Okay, so here you set up your wireless network. So I'm going to use manual setup, so that I'll choose this. I have this network mode is mixed by default, so you can decide to choose whichever you want, but advisably you should use mix. This will allow the PG and wireless mode to client device to be able to connect to this wireless network. So by default is mixed, so I'm going to leave it like that. So the next thing is network name. This is the SSID that your with is you choose the channel width. So whenever you're using channel 2.4, sorry, you can decide to choose like the non-overlapping channel, but leaving it auto will be more ideal. So I'll leave it auto, so you can decide to even disable the SSID and enable it, or leave it enabled. Otherwise, was the case, was the SS. So the security mode is you can decide to choose security mode on for your device, but I'm going to disable it the way it was default. So here is the filtering of MAC address, just like an access list. So, or let me say white list or black list. So the first one here, if you enable it, you can decide to choose whether to prevent this MAC address here, or to like deny them access to the network. So it's just like an access list, just like permit or deny statement. So okay, under this advanced wireless, I'm just going to leave everything by default the way it is. So this firewall setting, all the firewalls here. So it might be different in your case. You can decide to enable it and filter this traffic, but I don't want this device to be like firewall stuff. I already have a device that does that, so I just want this device to be like a wireless access point through which a client. Okay, here is where you configure your policy. Like from here you can decide to see which IP address, which MAC address first you want them to to be accessing your network, what time. It's just a policy that define your client or allow your client to connect to the network. You can specify time, you can specify you can use allow it, so you can choose the days that you want this device to be able to access this network. So I want this device to be like running all the time, so I will just disable this and hit save to continue. But it's actually a good feature. You can even decide, or you can deny, or let me say block access to a particular URL, or use a keyword. Like here you can if you enable it, you can use a URL like www.facebook.com, or the keyword like Facebook, things like that. So you can do a lot of things like blocking or denying access to a particular URL, or using just keywords. So it's just like still an access list, but I'm going to disable this allow deny disable, so fine. So this is just the access restriction. So I'm going to hit the next tab to see what we have here. Okay, this one is like whether you want your client or you want another computer from the internet. This is like having an internal server in your network, or on your network, that you want others to be able to access it via the internet. So here you define what is the external port. Sorry, first select the protocol, select the external port, select the internal port, and select the IP address of that particular server. So like your web server, things like that. But I don't want this device to be doing any of that, so I'm going to just disable it or leave it by default the way it is. So here's the management. I don't want this device to be accessed via wireless, so I will disable it. I'll just leave it HTTP. So you can select HTTP or HTTPS, but I'm going to leave this HTTP. And what else do we have there? I'm going to leave this HTTP. And what else do we have there? So this is the local management and remote management, but I don't want this device to be even managed remotely, so I'm going to leave it disabled, just like that. This is a very small device. I don't think it's even ideal for anybody to want to manage it remotely, but it really depends on you. It really depends on who enable this remote management. Now, because Cisco or Linksys knows that this device is being shipped with the default password or the default username admin and the password admin, so they want you to change this password, because whenever you allow your router to be managed remotely, just like a general password, everybody knows the username and password, so it's not very much secure. So they'll prompt you to change the password first before enabling the remote management. So this is the final stage is set up status. Sorry. So let me just go and review this. The second thing is my wireless setup, which I think is fine, at least to my taste. So I'm going to hit save settings to continue, and right now I'll wait. So I'm going to hit save settings to continue, and right now I'll wait the connectivity. So that would test if I can be able to connect to this device. Right now I'm trying to connect to the the SSID, but it's been stripped of the capability of assigning IP address or issuing IP address, so I won't be able to even connect it because I won't have IP address. So I'll connect it to a switch now, which is very close by, to test this. So it's been connected to a switch now. So let me try connecting to the wireless network. So you can see this, that's the IP address I got. Sorry, that was the SSID I configured with. I configured it with. So you can see we can be able to reach it. So now it's been connected, and this is the IP address I got, which is a private IP address. So like I said, I don't want the device to be functioning as a DSCP server because I've already got a DSCP server. So that is the basic setup of your wireless router. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you do, please like the video, subscribe to my channel. It's pretty good, new channel. So I'd like you to subscribe so that you